Tiffany Stratton is a rising star in WWE with huge potential, but is WWE holding her back? We're going to be examining the choices made by the company and asking the tough question, has WWE made the wrong decision with Tiffany Stratton? WWE's women's champion in Charlotte Flair had a heated confrontation on Friday Night SmackDown. Flair appeared on Monday Night Raw and then NXT earlier this week to confront their respective champions after she returned and won the Women's Royal Rumble match at the Royal Rumble PLE. She then came to the ring on the February 7th episode of SmackDown. Flair first addressed the crowd's response by saying that she heard money whenever they booed her, as she's wrestling's biggest obsession. Then there was a turning point, turning her attention to her win. She noted that she wanted to see if Tiffany Stratton would inspire her. Stratton came out to the ring and said that she was a big fan of Flair and she had thought WWE needed her. However, she said that WWE thrived after Flair got hurt in December 2023, tearing her ACL, MCL, and meniscus, and she took somewhat credit for it. Stratton emphasized that she wanted to face Flair at WrestleMania 41. She told Flair to pick her. She said that when she beat Flair, she would not only become the next Charlotte Flair, no. She would no longer be the next Charlotte Flair. There is no more comparisons because she would be the one and the only Tiffany Stratton. Now, Flair responded by saying that Tiffany wanted to face her and that she had to beg her. Now, Nia Jax came out and they interrupted, and that set up a future match between Jax and Flair. February 14th episode of SmackDown, it's going to be Stratton. It's going to be Nia Jax, right? And so Flair responded by saying that she would stick around that week to see what would happen. Now, let's take a step here. The decision to have Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton finally have the one-on-one singles championship rematch months after Nia Jax dropped the championship, after Tiffany Stratton won the title from Nia Jax, cashing in Money in the Bank. Do I wish that they had done the whole Fatal 4-Way number one contender thing? Do I wish that Nia Jax went to Monday Night Raw and lost to Rhea Ripley? Then in between there, she lost a tag team match. Do I wish that Nia Jax was taking all of these losses in the build-up, the big lead-up to a rematch with Tiffany Stratton? No. However, I do not believe that WWE made the wrong decision here, and I'll tell you why. It is very obvious that WWE is building up towards Tiffany Stratton defending the Women's Championship against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 41. It makes a lot of sense to do so. Both have entertained the idea, expressed interest in the idea in social media and interviews. It is a dream match. It's a first time ever match, and being able to do a first time ever match with two top stars for a top championship at WrestleMania is a no-brainer. You gotta do it. If you're given the opportunity, you have to do it. Why is Nia Jax being put in this spot? Well, why was Nia Jax put in the spot against Rhea Ripley? Well, it was so Rhea Ripley could beat Nia Jax, right? And this is where Nia Jax plays this role very well. I understand that Nia Jax was built up as a big dominant champion. I understand that she won the Queen of the Ring PLE, beat Bayley for the women's title at SummerSlam, and had a multiple month run. I understand that Nia Jax had reinvented herself, and I understand that Nia Jax did some pretty solid work as champion. The only problem is she is always going to be, and always has been, used as a utility player. When they need her to play a certain role, they use her. Most times, she doesn't win the championship. She's just built up as this big dominant force just to be fed and given to someone. And that's what she did here. I got no problem with it. I don't think she made, I don't think WWE made the wrong decision here. I think it was absolutely perfect. Now, Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax, they have a complex of history, both on and off screen. Here's a little bit of a breakdown of their history. Their on-screen relationship, well, mentorship. Nia Jax initially took Tiffany Stratton under her wing, with Stratton eventually helping Jax retain the championship over Bayley at Bad Blood. Now, this is where the betrayal comes in. Obviously, their alliance turned sour when Stratton cashed in Money in the Bank to win the Women's Championship on the January 25th, or excuse me, January 2025 episode of SmackDown. This marked a significant betrayal and established them as rivals. Now, we're going to get a championship feud out of them. Stratton and Jax, well, they're going to get going, and Jax is going to try to get her revenge for the title. Now, off-screen relationship, despite their on-screen rivalry, actually Tiffany and Jax are reportedly great friends in real life. Stratton has even described Jax as her bestie and praised their fun-loving personality. Or praised Jax's fun-loving personality. Support. They have shown a ton of support for each other's careers. Stratton has even expressed admiration for Jax's strength and dominance in the ring. Now, key moments here. Money in the Bank cash-in. That was a shocking moment. It was a shocking moment when Stratton cashed in Money in the Bank on Jax. It solidified her as a top contender, established them as a dominant rivalry on SmackDown going forward, and obviously kicked off Stratton's championship run. So that will be good. It's also going to be very interesting to see how they work together considering their contrasting styles. But look, Stratton and Jax's history is mixed of emotion, mentorship, friendship, and rivalry. Their on-screen feud, it just comes back down to Stratton's ambition to become a top champion while their off-screen relationship remains positive. And that's really what matters at the end of the day. Their story is compelling, and it's an example of how personal relationships can intertwine within pro wrestling storylines. I think if you go and you look at everything that Stratton has had to do up to this point, how she's gotten to this point, what she's done to this point, I think it's admirable. And I think it's going to be very fun. Look, no one expects Jax to beat Tiffany Stratton for the Women's Championship on SmackDown. It's not going to happen. There's no way of it happening. Let it go if you think it is. But I will say that it's going to be very fun. Look, I see Stratton just pinning Jax straight up, but I also want to preference this. WWE has Elimination Chamber coming up in March. We don't know, we only know the 2 chamber matches. I would not be surprised if they do some type of weird finish where there's not a clear-cut winner, or at least Jax or Stratton getting pinned or submitted, because I can see how you would not want to beat Jax again. You would want to save it and build it up a little bit more instead of just boom, 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 like loss after loss after loss. I could see them doing some type of DQ or count out or whatever kind of finish. But with Stratton being there, I can see Stratton get involved in the finish as well. So I'm very curious to see how they kind of book themselves out of this.